problem, he never zeroed his meter. So if you turn your meter on and you have a value in it and you put the hose on, you may have 2 or 3 inches already on your meter. You add that up and then turn the gas on, even if your gas pressure is low, it's gonna read good because you didn't zero. But if you put the gas line together, hook up everything, and zero your meter, now when you turn the gas on, you got a true reading. Everybody follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is the most common problem. I'll go to guys and say, you know, they'll tell me what the gas pressure is, and I'll watch them set it up. And I'll say, no, you didn't do it right. And then we'll zero it. And they say, oh, wow, I got a glow. And the thing is, sometimes they would have picked it up before they had to call me if they had to zero their meter. They thought they had good gas pressure, and they actually didn't. Problem was the regulator. So it's crucial on all our product, on all our gas water heaters, whether it's power vented, direct vent, or common vent, for you to check gas pressure. Okay, so that can cause you pilot outages. Everybody good on this right here?
And if you don't have the fitting to do the inlet pressure, if the furnace is next to it, you can grab inlet pressure. It's not perfect, because if there's a restriction on the water heater, you're not gonna pick it up, but just to see what's coming into the house.
Because you're not gonna check, if you check on manifold pressure here, the manifold pressure has made it through here, you're not gonna see what's on the back end. So that, you can check both, but if your pressure is good coming to this, and you have a problem, if you look like you have a low pilot, you look like you have a low burner, then you can check your manifold pressure. If your manifold pressure isn't, it's supposed to be 4 inches of water column, if it's written right on the water heater, so you check it here. If it's not what you're looking for, then you know you change your gas valve.
Now,
But
I apologize.
go ahead.
Now, those are always fixed though, right? You can't.
This is fixed, you cannot adjust it. Old school back in the day, you could turn the knob, take a piece off the top, and turn your regulator pressure on your gas valve up and down. All the regulators in these are fixed now, there's no adjustment.
You know, we had a problem with furnaces this winter where they boosted gas pressures in the area, and all the furnaces that have been in for 5 years, 8 years, they started going up on limits. So we had to go and adjust everything down to where it should be, because when they put, they upped the inlet, it upped the outlet.
I was doing an hour and a half mid gas furnace maintenance, especially with the 3-stage ones. You were adjusting them down, trying to get them right.
Okay, so I'm gonna switch over. If nobody has any questions, okay, question.
What's the
It's usually a range. I don't
What's the minimum?
think
I would like to see at least 5 inches of water column. If you don't have at least 5 inches of water column, you're asking for trouble.
I think 15 to 5.
Okay,
I think it's
now,
just-
I'm gonna tell you, let me let you know, it will work on less. Philadelphia,
Should be.
they have some wooden
7.5
mains still in
higher.
Philly. They're lucky if they get 4 inches of water column. So if you deliver 4 inches of water column in here,
Wooden.
and the minimum recommended pressure is 4 inches, you know, you turn other stuff on, it's definitely gonna drop lower. But in some cases, what that does, it just lowers your BTU output. Your burner, instead of having it on full burner on the stove, it's low burner. But we know Philadelphia is common for that. It's just, and then in other areas around here in Jersey, you guys got high pressure.
Yeah.
High pressure, let me give you this one. If you ever have a, on the power vented side, or you ever hit a regular gas valve with high pressure, it'll blow the diaphragm inside. So sometimes you'll get a heater that doesn't shut off. Like you look underneath and it's called candling. There's a little flame right under the burner part. If you ever see that, if you ever go to a job and see it, the under portion of a burner, if you ever see this right here, sooted up, that part right there, first thing you want to look for is to double check the gas pressure and see what's going on with the regulator. Because if you blow the diaphragm in here, your water heater may heat up, or what it does afterwards, it doesn't shut off, and it has a small flame down here, and that small flame switches this up. Good information?
Yes.
You guys got what I'm saying?
What's the maximum that valve will take?
Beg your pardon?
What's the maximum that valve will take?
So
They like to see
We
no
don't have
more than
to,
12 inches of
yeah,
water
it's
column.
hit up
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
mass plumbers.
He said
12,
12,
you know,
12,
I have to answer
7 and a
questions
half.
in a certain
400
way.
range.
12 inches is really
Oh,
what
wait, that's
you
the last
say.
thing.
Yeah,
You know, and if you hit, if
sorry,
you
what
have
was that?
15 inches
You
on
don't have to
it,
hit the mass
it's not
plumbers
gonna
when we
ruin the valve.
checking the,
But on high
gas
pressure,
pressure.
on a 2-pound system, some places will hit the
We
valve.
do it without
They don't pay attention. The guys don't set the
Nobody
I don't
record.
checks
want
it and
them to
turns
be
it
like,
down
oh.
during install.
Okay, so,
Anytime you put in a pressure
you get what he
valve,
just
you
asked
gotta
me over
crank it
there?
down 'cause it's
He asked what was the max
60
range?
inlet
Right.
pressure.
He
What
said
did he
around
say?
12.
About 100, 120.
Okay. Oh, question. What did he say the maximum pressure, what do you wanna say? What did he say over there?
The 12.
He said, I asked him, because he was having a conversation,
Yeah, no, it was.
and I get paid by the hour.
10 to
So,
12.
I get paid by the hour, you cutting into my time over here.
No, we was.
Okay, so,
You said it should be at 12, so if
No,
it's
it's
no,
max.
I'm saying max 12, max
Oh,
12.
The system will say
So if
10.
you see 10 inches of water column, you're good. If you see 8, 9, you're good.
Look at the
You
plates.
don't wanna see lower than that, and you don't wanna see higher than that, about 12.
Working off what we were talking about, is high water pressure killing the tanks at all? Because we standardly have 100 to 120 PSI around here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because what happens is if you have that stress on the tank and if you don't have an expansion tank on the
Exactly,
system,
yeah.
it's a problem. We're gonna talk about that briefly. I know we got a limited number of hours here, but I'm trying to give you stuff because what happens is I get places I'll go to and they say, we have a lot of calls where we can't keep the pilot. So I try to talk about exactly where their pieces.
Problems are.
It's a 4-hour class. I got electric water heaters to talk about, gas, I'm gonna talk about all that. But I'm trying to do specifically stuff that you guys may see or have a problem with.
Thank you.
I'm not gonna like this. Now,
Let me take it down.
I know I could like this. No, I have I don't even know where the bottle is. Hey, Phil, did I leave my propane bottle at your house last night?
Yes, you did.
Okay,
Yes, you did.
keep
I
it, it's
got
on
in my
me.
office this morning, I'm like, why is there a propane tank?
Okay, so I couldn't
the
like this
barbecue.
if I wanted to.
I make hot dogs.
So I have a propane bottle, I hook to this, and we actually physically can light it and do the test.
I got a meth tank in the truck.
And that's what I have, it's a MAP gas, and we used it at his house last night, so the guys could
Like a
actually see.
barbecue, yeah.
And I just, looking at this, I'm saying,
It's
I must
right
have
on
left
my
it at his
office
house,
now.
just keep it. 'Cause it's almost empty anyway. All right, so, going forward, we're gonna go to power assisted water heater. When I say power assisted, they have blowers on top.
Yeah.
This is a blower, power assisted. Now, because you two guys got all the answers, so I'm coming at y'all.
I ain't did. Yeah,
Okay,
I
I
don't
got it.
know nothing.
Well, he trained with me, so
Okay,
I beat
so
it into
if
him.
you're wrong, he's wrong, right?
Pretty much.
Okay,
Well,
what's
there's
the
a lot of tech
difference
support, so
between
if I'm
power?
wrong, we're all screwed.
What's the difference between power venting and direct vent? Took you too long. Power vent, direct vent. What's the difference?
Oh,
Tell me what power vent and direct vent, the difference between the two.
one of them like I've like help to just like help it vent it out, which is like power vented. J vent just like it's natural. It just like go by
Just
itself.
don't know.
You don't like
know.
it.
Forced, then one is natural, right?
Say it again?
One is forced,
One is forced,
one is
natural.
Natural.
I said power vent and direct vent. Now, okay, you can have a direct vent water heater that doesn't use a motor. So let me clarify, what's the difference between power direct
The
vent?
concentric sidewall is a direct vent.
Okay, that's a direct vent, but what's the difference between the two?
The concentric doesn't have a motor on it.
No, concentric power venting. What's the difference? Concentric is two pipes going to something.
No, it's the internal and external natural
Right.
draft.
Let me explain to you what I'm looking for. I'm trying to get you, why I ask questions the way I do, I try to get you to think about, what is he asking me, what is it? Okay, the difference between a power vented water heater and a direct vent water heater is, one uses two pipes and one uses single pipe. Power vented water heaters use room air for combustion and discharge the byproduct to the outside. Direct vent water heaters use outside air for combustion and discharge the byproduct to the outside. See the difference? So they both have a motor. So I sometimes I don't say it clear enough. Power direct and regular power vented. Now, one thing I got to back up. When I start talking about this, I start talking about the other thing, and I put this down on the floor, the other thing that can cause you power outages like crazy. Let me back up, all right, and see, well, I'm good for that. I'll start on one thing and I'll go back to the other, because there are things I know you need to get. And because the class is short, I rush through things. Forgive me for rushing through, but I gotta give you.
Don't give us excuses, you're wasting your time. You only have an hour here.
Well, I tell you what. I tell you what. What can cause you problems here? See that solid core door? You had a basement. Somebody decided to put the water heater in a door.
You're
in a
not
closet.
getting ventilation.
Yeah.
No makeup air. Makeup air is probably maybe second or third biggest culprit for power outages.
That's why they want us to put the vents on the doors.
Okay, now,
Well, it shouldn't be a louver door.
No.
Or you need a high and low.
louver door, okay, let me tell you something. If you go to a manufacturer of a louver door and ask them what the square inches of free space on that door is, if you look in the owner's manual, none of them give you the square inches, the whole full louver door. That you can have a full 36-inch door, louver door, and it's only gonna give you a 6x6. When you take all those slats added together, a 6x6 opening. That's not big enough to support proper makeup air. It's gonna give you some makeup air, so don't think just because you threw a louver door on there, that's the proper way to do it. The proper way to do